Your picture.
Hey, first of all, it's an honor to be here and be able to facilitate this panel. We have a real treat for you guys today. Everybody up here is phenomenal at what they do at scripts, role play, lead generation. They're all world class, you know. It's really awesome too to listen to Jay. Was that outstanding or what? I mean, come on. Who wants to be an empire builder?
Woohoo!
Not everybody? Oh, okay. I know I certainly do. So we've got an amazing panel, and this is really unique because what we're gonna do is we're gonna attempt to stump these guys. That's what it's about. So we're gonna actually set up a mic, if we get somebody to set the mic up here in the middle, and we're gonna have you guys come up and bring your best objections, okay? We want you to attempt to stump these guys. We're gonna see what we can do. So I can see all of them now, they're getting a little nervous up there. All right, but this is what these guys are here for, so they're amazing. I want to share a quick story though. A couple weeks ago was shared with me. A friend of mine, his business, his company was implementing a brand new retirement plan. And in order for this retirement plan to go forward, every single employee had to buy into it. So we had 50 employees at the company. So everybody was into it except for one employee. His name was Sam. Sam wanted nothing to do with this retirement plan. He just refused. So other employees had attempted to encourage him. They attempted to persuade him to go forward with the plan. Some of the managers actually went as far as almost threatening Sam. And Sam refused. He said, I'm not putting 1 cent into this retirement plan. So the president of the company finds out about it, and he says, okay, get Sam to my office. So Sam gets to the office, and he says, Sam, hey, I really appreciate you coming into my office. Sam says, oh, no problem, sir. He said, Sam, do you like your job? Sam said, yeah. He said, okay, well, here's the pen. Here's your retirement plan. Sign it now or you're fired. Sam grabbed the pen, signed the retirement plan. The president leans back in his chair, smiles, says, Sam, you mean that was easy. He says, what was your reluctance? Sam said, well, no one else explained it to me that way. So, you know, it's a great metaphor for what these guys do, because the reality is, don't go out there and say, Dave Hill said I need to start threatening my clients. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the reality is we help people make decisions. We help people move based on their motivation. He knew what Sam's motivation was, so he was able to help him make a decision and move forward. So that's what these guys are experts at doing. And are you guys ready to have some fun?
Yeah. Woo!
Come on.
Woo!
Much better. Now, are you ready to have some fun?
Yeah!
All right, good to hear it. Do we have, okay, we have the mic, awesome. So what I want to do first is I want to get everybody to quickly introduce yourselves. Just kind of give us name, where you're from, a little bit about your business, and how'd you get started on scripts and lead generation?
My name is Jane Becker. Oh, my voice does carry. For those of you who know me. My name is Jane Becker, and I'm from the Keller Williams Greater Worcester, and I work right next to Dave Hill. He keeps me on my toes. I started real estate almost 2 decades ago, and I started with scripts because when I joined Keller Williams, it was pretty much a turnaround for my business. I had phonophobia. I didn't know you were supposed to pick up the phone. I was a marketing guru, and I took bold, and that really changed my life.
Awesome, thank you.
My name's Jeff Glover. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and I've been using scripts now for 10 years. I got into business 10 years ago. Yep, when I was 14, that's when I got started. Kidding. This year, well, phone prospecting is really our main source of business, and this year I'll personally close 140 transactions. My team and I combined will do 440, and that'll be about 60 million.
Whoa.
How you doing? Justin Jargo, also from Worcester, Mass. I got into real estate about 2 years ago. Started on the listing side, then carried over to the buyer side. I didn't really know anything but scripts, working with Dave, directly with him. So just jumping right into it, learning them, learning the power of questions, and it's really increased my business.
Derek Lipsky, Keller Williams Easton office. Been with Keller Williams since 2003 when they opened the office. I learned scripts with first my OP, Barry, and then I went with Mike Ferry, did that for about 6 years with Intense Coaching, and I've just been calling ever since.
All right, thank you. So again, I know all these guys personally. They're all different. They're all unique. They all have their strengths in the business, and we're gonna learn some of them. I know Justin only works with buyers. He's a primary lead buyer agent. Jane, I know, works with both buyers and sellers. Jeff is, are you a seller's agent, Jeff? You don't work with buyers, do you? And Derek does a lot of business as well with sellers, and these guys are, like I said, at real high level. I mean, I know that nobody's born a master at scripts. Would you agree with that? Well, except maybe Jeff Glover. Other than that, the reality though is, you know, how does somebody get to this level? I mean, what kind of, you know, practice, routines? I mean, what do we do to get to the level you guys are at? And we'll start with Derek.
One of the things I do is I role play twice a day. I role play at 7:30 and I role play at 10:30, and I role play with East Coast in the morning and West Coast in the afternoon, because it's just a different style. I practice a lot, and you know, when I first started out, it was just learn the scripts that KW had. They used to give us a little flashcards. They were green, and there was like 20 of them. That was me and my wife used to flashcard me like I was in school learning the math tables, and I started doing that for a while. Then I got involved with Ferry, got his scripts, and after a while, you start trying to think about how can I get the seller to say this so I can take them down with this objection. You just like, let me just get to the idea of what they're thinking about, and if I can understand them, I can help them work through their trouble. And that's what was a big breakthrough for me over the last 3 years. And sort of, it was that blend of East Coast and West Coast, just talking to them, going, wow, this is different, you know? For me, anyways.
All right, thanks, Derek. So one of the things you point out is you do a lot of role play, right?
Well, yeah, and,
So-
and live practice. I mean, you got to be on the phone. You can role play all you want, but unless you're in the streets doing it, it's a different ballgame, you know?
Absolutely. So it's more than just being on the phones. How many role play partners do you have?
10.
10. Wow. All right. Justin, tell us about your process, your routines.
It really starts with perfect practice. So what Derek was saying with role playing, not just getting on the phones and having a conversation with someone, but being really purposeful with doing it and really, you know, like live play. So you're doing it, and if you get stopped, if you get stumped or something, you just continue and work through it. You never stop. And Derek taught me that, and by doing that, it gets you way outside the comfort zone, yet your brain starts developing different skills, and you work your way through it, and you can learn the power of questions.
Yeah, that's awesome, Justin. Thanks for sharing that. I know, too, role-playing a lot. One mistake a lot of agents do is they'll say, okay, I have a 15-minute slot for role-play. They'll call the other agent. They'll say, oh, well, hey, how was your evening? How was the weekend? What'd you end up doing? Then all of a sudden, you're 7-8 minutes into it, you haven't even role-played. So being really clear and concise with the role-play is huge. So when we call, when I was role-playing with Glover, we just, hey, this is Dave Hill calling. He answers the phone. This is Dave Hill calling. Just give me a call to see when you plan, you know, whatever the script is, when you plan to hire the right agent to get your home sold. So you're going right into it.
Yeah, and another thing is just learning a few scripts and getting to a mastery level with that. You don't have to learn every single script that's out there. Start with a few, practice it till you master it, and then move on to the next few, and then you'll see that growth.
Yeah, so memorizing the fundamentals, right? Which
Yeah.
Jay was talking about, the fundamentals. You memorize, then you can start to, then you internalize, then when you get to that real high level, you can start to think about customizing. All right, Jeff?
I would say, and I'm going to echo what these guys said, certainly daily role play is important, and so you don't need me to repeat that. But I really had a major breakthrough in my business when I went from doing a lot of talking and selling to actually asking questions, listening to their answers, asking a deeper question, listening to their answer, asking an even deeper question, listening to their answer. You really, what I noticed in my efficiency in terms of how many people I would have to talk to get results skyrocketed once I understood that it really wasn't about me or what I'm selling and how we're better and what our action plan is. I made the conversations all about them, and all of a sudden my business just jumped through the roof once I made it all about the customer by asking questions and listening to their answer.
Yeah, such a huge point. Thanks for sharing. Because it's really all, you're going to notice when they're role-playing too, all they do is ask a series of questions. Everything is just about asking the right question. So ask enough questions so you can figure out what their motivation is. And again, going back to that story I shared, when we understand the motivation, we can help them take action, right? Is that yes or no?
Yes.
All right, awesome. And Jane?
Well, recently I have been not doing my role play. I have been real playing, and I have to reiterate what everyone's been saying. You'll notice the big difference with me is I sometimes don't even ask for an appointment until the second or third time I talk to them. And that's because I really believe that we are in a relationship building business. And they're not going to work with you unless they know you and trust you. So basically, from what everybody else is saying, it's really finding out what's their motivation and why are they doing what they're doing. And you know, I used to be like, I know the answer to the script, and the little demon inside my head was ready to with the next one and the next one and the next one, and I realized that I really wasn't listening. I was just waiting for those key phrases that tells me, okay, script number whatever, you know. And I learned that that's not what I need to do. So I backed off and I started listening, and my goal is to continue to listen.
Excellent, thank you, Jane. Listening is huge, number one. I'm sure all you guys would agree with that, right? Listen, pay attention, and then ask the right questions. One more question, and then we are going to get into our live role play with these guys. So we'd love to have some people come up to the mic. Does anybody have any objections? Anybody? All right, awesome. If you have objections, just you can go right up to the mic, and we'd love to hear them. We want to keep these guys on their toes. So not everybody at once. I know you guys are going to end up knocking each other over, but... All right, well, okay, there we go. Awesome, Jay. Jay's got some objections. Great. All right, so one more question, guys. I want to get into this role play. You know, I know me. I'm still involved in my team very highly. I lead generate every day, 5 days a week. I still go on 4 appointments a week. So I'm making these calls. I know my numbers. So the reason I share that is why I know that in order for me to get an appointment, I typically have to talk to anywhere from 25 to 30 people. What does that mean? It means I'm hearing no 25 to 30 times. Amen. Absolutely. So the reality is I have to get through that. In order for me to succeed, I have to get through that rejection. I have to get through people hanging up on me. That is one of the challenges where I see most of the people that we intend to develop will struggle with that part of the business. They can't get past those no's. So quickly, what do you guys do, each of you, to kind of get through that? Because they can sting. Don't get me wrong. A lot of times they sting. What do you do, Derek, to get through those no's?
I don't know. So people ask me all the time, like, how do you do it? Like, you have thick skin? I'm like, no, I've just been doing it for 10 years, so I really don't care. I just keep going. But at first it was tough, I guess. You know, you try to take it too personal, but you know, I just know that I'm going to get a yes from somebody, you know, so I just keep plugging through it. I wish I had something that was a lot more elaborate to get you guys motivated, but I just keep going. I'm like, whatever, dude. You know, and I laugh, you know, and it's so funny. I say so much stuff after they hang up. It's like, you know, hello, this is Derek, click. I guess you're not interested. Right? I'll take that as a no, you know, but I use humor as sort of a defense mechanism, so I think I might make myself laugh, and people will walk by and like, what the hell is he talking to? But I've worked things out with myself. I'm talking to myself again. That's it.
No, it's awesome.
I found that no just means not right now. I haven't provided enough information yet. And actually recently I was sitting down and I think I was on a flight actually, and I was figuring out how many contacts per appointment, per conversion. And I figured out that every contact that I have, regardless if they say no or yes, is $15. So every time I talk to someone, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm going for the close every single time. I'm not concerned because I know it's a law of averages. And if they say no, I just take $15, put it in my pocket, and I call the next person.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I would, you know, my biggest thing is, like Derek said, you got to have fun with it. I mean, it's part of the process. You know, you just laugh and go on to the next. I kind of treat it like a sport. If I'm having a hard time getting through to somebody, or I'm constantly getting no, I'm thinking of every different angle or different questions that I can come up with to try to engage this person, because obviously if they're saying no, there's something that I'm not doing right. And so I look at it as an opportunity to continue to ask questions, to get them talking, finding out more about their motivation. And even if I don't get a yes at the end of the conversation, I might have turned somebody that was an instant no into a possible lead that could do something in the next few weeks or few months. So I think just actually pushing through the no and getting them to keep talking and finding out more about them, you'll get to a point where you may be able to convert the no to yes, or at least get a lead out of it. So I definitely wouldn't hang up right away as soon as you hear no, and take that